Everybody, and welcome to motion capture with your webcam. Very exciting add-on that I'd like to review. First, let's download the add-on, which I've provided the link for, and download the zip file to your computer location. Next, you need to open up Blender as administrator. So in order to do that, right-click on the icon for Blender and scroll down to Run as Administrator and open up Blender. Once you've done that, go to Edit Preferences and open up Preferences. Go to Install at the top of the add-ons page and install the zip file. Once the zip file has been installed, you need to click on the square checkbox for Development BlendArMocap and open up the arrow to the left. Now you need to install the dependencies, which is very important for the add-on to run properly. Click on the button for Install Dependencies, and once it's grayed out, it means the dependencies are installed. Now you're ready to run BlendArMocap. When you open up your window and layout, you'll see BlendArMocap tab on the right-hand side. Click on that and you'll see the interface for the add-on. Now, a note as to BlendArMocap, it utilizes Google Media Pipe research code, which lets you motion capture a body, full body, with arms, legs, and torso, and hands and feet with your webcam or a phone. It also lets you capture the face and head rotations and expressions on the face. As you can see here, it's able to track everything just with a phone or webcam. Also, the research software from Google Media Pipe lets you track hand animation and all the joint rotations. And even when the fingers are occluded, the hand is correctly capturing the rotation of the fingers. So that's really exciting research code from Google Media Pipe, but it's never been connected to an animation software that'll let you capture that motion until now. Dennis Su has created this add-on which will let you utilize Media Pipe in Blender and be able to capture motion, the hands, body, and head. Okay, so let's get started by capturing some of the motion of the body. Now, in this version, which is beta, the capture of the body pose is only restricted to the upper body and the arms. So let's motion capture those parts of the body. In order to do that, you set up key step to 8, target for pose, and then you click on Start Detection to open up the webcam. Okay, let's open it up and do some body motion capture. It takes a little bit for the window to pop up, but it's going to be able to see body movements of the upper body. So here you can see my arms and shoulders are being detected. And as I move, all this motion is being captured. As it's being detected, at every 8 frames, there's a keyframe for the motion. And in order to stop the detection, all I need to do is right-click in the interface to stop the webcam. Now, we need to transfer the animation to the rig. I've already set up a character with the rig, and if you click on CG Pose, and for armature, pick your rig, you can start the transfer. It's pretty immediate. Here you can see the motion has been transferred to the body. Okay, so now let's motion capture the hands. Now for that, let's set the key step to 4. So there's a keyframe every 4 frames. There's a key for every 4 frames, and set the target to hands, and let's start the detection. I've resized my interface so I can see the webcam and the interface at the same time. So I'm moving my fingers now and my hands, and as you can see, MediaPipe is able to capture that motion and record it to Blender. So with the right mouse button, I can stop that detection, and then I'll transfer that animation with CGT hands to the rig. So let's start that transfer. Now, there's some issues with rotations on the hands. So I've figured out one way that you can correct some of those rotations is just by picking the joint in pose mode and turning off the influence. That'll rotate the hands to a more reasonable rotation. And you can still rotate those a little bit more if you like by using the rotation widgets. There. So now if we go back to object mode and scroll through, you can see there's hand finger rotations and body rotation. Okay, now let's motion capture the head. In order to do that, you need to target the face and set your key steps to every 4 frames, and then start detection. The webcam will pop up again, and we'll be able to recognize the face and the mouth movements, and we can capture all this motion just with the webcam. It's pretty amazing that we can do that without any markers or suits and still get really high fidelity motion capture. Okay, so once we've stopped the detection with the right mouse button, you can click on CGT pose for the drivers. And again, the armature set that to the rig, and click on start transfer. Okay, so now if we go back to the start frame, you'll be able to see the full motion capture of the head, I set it up for CGT pose instead of CGT face. So let's start that again, transfer the animation. Now we go back to the first frame. We can see that the body, the hands, and the head are all animated. And it just took us a few seconds to get that animation and with pretty high quality. So that's pretty much it for the overview of the add-on. And now I'd like to turn it over to Dennis Su, the developer of the add-on, to talk more about it.